Welcome to Education Without Borders. So we want to try and understand something that we always see. When you go to any school, near a school compound, what are the things that make you know that you are near a school? Two things that make me know I'm near a school. One, the school buses, which are branded. You're able to know this is a school because the school buses are branded a particular color. You also see pupils or students or learners in school uniform. So whether a bus is branded or pupils are in school uniform, this is uniform. And what is the wisdom behind uniform? We'd like to ask ourselves, whoever came up with that innovation, what was the wisdom behind it? Had it been like that for as way back as school began, or it came as a part of evolved innovation, research, and observation to realize that it is important? I would like to believe that it evolved out of observation, out of research, out of realization that it is important for learners to be equalized. So uniform is an equalizer. Not only is it an equalizer, but a uniform gives you a sense of responsibility, accountability, because you are identifiable and you are supposed to be carrying the image of that institution on you. So once you have the uniform, either as a school uniform or even at workplace as part of uniformed forces, there are certain things that are not expected of you. One habit that is very common, you walk on the road and unfortunately, when the call of nature begs, then you just rush to the nearest tree or behind a bush and relieve yourself. I can't remember ever seeing somebody or even a student in uniform doing that. What is this in a uniform? What is this magic that makes us able to hold ourselves up to a place that would be decent? Can you imagine for a moment if you went along the road and you saw a policeman, because policemen and policewomen are part of the uniformed workforces that we have, relieving themselves behind a bush, complete in uniform and also with a reflector. Complete in uniform and a reflector, answering a call of nature. What image would you give to that institution? I pass through the roads every day, or most of the days. When I pass through the road, I see policemen, and I always ask myself, how come the people who walk along, and especially men, how come they are the only people who have this pressed need for a call of nature? I have never seen a policeman in uniform, or even armed forces man, or even a pilot, for example, because they are also uniformed, stopping their vehicle to walk out because the call of nature has come, and they just go behind the nearest bush. And there are very many bushes. Ask yourself for a moment, how come you hardly also see women? Yet we are the same, we go to the same spaces, we are subjected to the same conditions. But how come you are able to control yourself? How come I hardly even see small children in school uniform, even nursery school children, doing that? But you find very mature men reminding us that call of nature needs to be answered, and they go to the nearest bush. Really? I think we need to think about uniform. What is this magic that uniform does? Whatever it is, whatever magic that uniform does, it is positive, because it instills in us some basic etiquette, basics And these are the things that the society needs. Therefore, maybe we need to think about an innovation which would mimic uniform. What is it that could be almost doing exactly the same as uniform, that can instill a sense of, discipline in each one of us, so that we don't keep reminding ourselves that we are not disciplined and we don't care. That brings me in this education without borders. I cannot leave it without pointing a finger at our university students. These students are the same ones who were wearing uniform in primary school, in secondary school, and anywhere else that they could have gone that required uniform. What happens when suddenly they come to college and there's no uniform? I think there's need to remind ourselves that with or without uniform, we don't wear uniform when we go to university because it is expected that the uniform has already done the work in you. And when you behave like somebody who is not accountable just because you don't have uniform, then it means you have not yet fully, you are half-baked, you are not ready. Neither are you ready even for the institution or even the workplace. Let us celebrate uniform. I think we need one of these days to have International Day of Uniform. I would suggest we have a day set aside for uniform for us to reflect on the magic that uniform does to each one of us. So as we celebrate, International this day, International that day, International, Women's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, they are all, in fact, they are even, the International Toilet Day. I propose we introduce, even within our institutions, a national or institutional uniform day. And we ask ourselves, what is the wisdom behind uniform? Because there's something very positive about uniform that makes people very, very disciplined and accountable. This is education without borders, and in this lesson, we wanted to celebrate the magic behind uniform, whether it is school uniform or uniform worn by, uniformed work forces. This could be police, could be the army, could be medical professionals. There are very many other professionals who wear uniform. Even pilots and cabin crew, they wear uniform. And the common denominator in all people who wear uniform, right from the young child in baby class up to the oldest person who is retiring and having a retirement party in the uniformed forces. The common denominator is a sense of self-discipline, accountability, and carrying the flag of the institution and branding the institution in a positive manner. Let us celebrate uniform, and let us look forward to when we shall have a day dedicated just to uniform, so that we see the positive things that uniforms does to all of us. This is Education Without Borders. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe so that we can have more content of this nature and instill values in our society, especially in our young learners who are wearing uniform right now. We celebrate you and we honor you for keeping disciplined and flying a flag of your school very high in that beautiful uniform. Keep watching, and we shall be back very soon.